Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So the World Bank has allegedly lost track, can you believe this? Lost track of $24 billion, that's billion with a B, as insiders warns banks records routinely were made up. This courtesy of Michael Branch here. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? At least $24 billion in World Bank funds for climate initiatives are unaccounted for, according to a new report. Somewhere between $24 billion and $41 billion in climate financing. Potentially 40% of all the funds sent to the World Bank for climate change initiatives has gone missing due to poor record keeping. Boy, boss, I think I just lost $24 billion. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Oxfam says it conducted an audit for the bank's 2017 to 2023 financial finance portfolio and found there is no clear public record showing where the climate funds went or how they were used, making it impossible to assess the effectiveness of the spending. Well, isn't that convenient? Another one of these WEF tied organizations, the powers that be guys run the world. Do not be fooled. Us living in the West, if you live in the West, you're kind of a sucker. We pay taxes to fund this kind of nonsense. And, this is the reality of it, unfortunately. The bank is quick to brag about its climate finance billions, but these numbers are based on what it plans to spend, not on what it actually spends once a project gets rolling. This is like asking your doctor to assess your diet only by looking at your grocery list without ever checking what actually ends up in your fridge. An interesting analogy there. The fact that this information is so hard to access and understand is alarming. It shouldn't take a team of professional researchers to figure out how billions of dollars meant for climate action are being spent. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys to show you what we're facing here. Okay, what we're facing here, but not only that, why a great financial reset is in the cards. It's because this system has been mismanaged from the beginning. And guys, we're getting closer and closer to the end here. Black Swan capitalist Verson posted this. Former central banker confirms we are returning to gold as the dominant reserve asset. I'm just going to play you guys this clip real quick. Listen to this.
Good question. And what I would say is we're returning to gold as a hegemonic asset. And central banks bought at record rates in 2023, and they accelerated purchases in the first half of 2024. So there is a money for interstate settlements, and it's called gold. And it worked for 3,000 years. We've had a 50-year hiatus where we went to dollars. We've seen that didn't work out very well. We're going back to gold. Now, but gold isn't the only asset. And what's interesting to watch is if these grain hubs expand to oil, to gas, to gold, then you have alternative barter currencies that you can stockpile if you have a currency that you don't want to hold.
So it's a little more complicated than just gold as that reserve asset. Of course, there's the BRICS nations in that story as well, deciding to take gold and leverage 40% for their currency that they're going to be creating. 60% is going to be weighted as a basket of their fiat currencies. But guys, gold as this central feature to a new financial system becoming more and more of a reality. This also confirms the importance of asset-backed stablecoins, says Verson, and the need for an interoperable reserve asset that can digitally represent physical gold and other commodities. So just remember, guys, tokenizing everything on the XRP ledger, the Internet of Value, the Internet of Things, the tokenization of all digital assets. This is the big narrative moving forward. This is how the utility cryptocurrencies that do these kinds of things, this is how they're going to rise in value. So pay attention to what's going on in the rest of the world. Again, there's also going to be that driver from big banks like SBI. Well, apparently SBI and the MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, bid to drive commercial applications of tokenized securities. So this just came out 2 hours ago as of the time of me recording this. And we know SBI is a big partner of Ripple too. Japanese financial conglomerate SBI is building a commercial framework for cross-border distribution of tokenized securities with pilots in fixed income and asset and wealth management. So check this out, okay? SBI Digital Markets is actively building an end-to-end framework for the primary and secondary market distribution of tokenized securities by connecting regulated digital asset exchanges across multiple jurisdictions. Winston Keck, Chief Executive Officer at SBI, he did say, from origination, tokenization, distribution, digital custody, listing on digital asset exchanges, and building secondary trading, we have put in place workflows for efficient cross-border distribution networks whilst allowing for dual instances in traditional and tokenized formats. So guys, it's becoming more sophisticated too, as we're seeing, cross-border payments were the first, avenue back in 2017, 2018, 2019. This is what we were seeing Ripple doing very, very well. But guys, the market has matured and the use cases have matured as well. The quote goes on to say, we have adopted open and interoperable architecture in both operational structuring and tech engineering to allow institutional investors at various stages of digital transformation to join our journey and unlock efficiencies through blockchain technology. So I think, this project, these types of projects are going to look very interesting in the next few years. As part of the fixed income pilot, SBDM has set up a regulated structure for all securities to be issued in both traditionalized and tokenized formats to cater to all investors to facilitate cross-border secondary market liquidity. SBIDM has connected regulated digital asset exchanges across multiple jurisdictions with a blockchain agnostic technology and governance framework. Down here, it also says they're connected to Project Guardian and their technical pilot that is going to be using UBS asset management for cross-chain communication with the tokenized fund contract. SBI Digital Markets has created a digital transfer agent smart contract via Chainlink's interoperability protocol. So also looking like they're going to be working with Chainlink, guys. But you got to remember the Monetary Authority of Singapore, deep connections to Ripple, and also SBI is the largest investor in Ripple. So they definitely have a vested interest. But and I'm sure some of you guys are saying, oh yeah, but it says Chainlink down here. Of course it does, because it's not going to be one system that rules them all. All these systems have to be interoperating together because not everybody's going to be using Chainlink. Not everybody's going to be using the XRP ledger. What we do know is that all boats will rise once we do see massive adoption in this sector, guys. So, that's what I'm getting very excited about, and Versan as well, realizing, all these assets are going to be digitally represented on some form of blockchain. XRP, definitely one of those blockchains. Now, for more news from around the world, Michael Branch posting this: non-resident Indians now have a faster, more convenient option than traditional wire transfers to send money to family or make payments in India. And this has to do with NPCI. They've extended their UPI access to NRIs who hold non-resident external or non-resident ordinary accounts. He was wondering if there was a connection here. Now, historically, Ripple has been connected to India through UPI. So this is the current article from just yesterday, November the 3rd, how NRIs can use UPI for instant no-fee transactions abroad. And it pretty much just gives you a bit of a synopsis here. But what I wanted to get into was this, guys, an older tweet from earlier this year from February 5th, 2024 from Wall Street Bulls. Again, discussing this Ripple and India connection through UPI. Big news for digital payments in India. Ripple partnership with NEOM integrates XRP into India's real-time payments like Unified Payment Interface, the UPI, enhancing the speed and efficiency of cross-border transactions. So this was just one example of that. This collaboration signifies a pivotal development in leveraging blockchain technology with India's robust digital payment ecosystem, potentially revolutionizing daily financial transactions and remittances for millions of users across the country. So NEOM is Singapore-based, but they have been working with the Bank of India for prepaid payment instruments and payment aggregators and licenses. These licenses will enable NEOM to offer a variety of financial products in India. And guys, it's looking as though this is becoming more of a reality, or will become a reality by 2025. So there is that, on top of which back in I believe this was 2017. Yeah, April 2017, Ripple was in talks with NPCI banks for AC transfers globally. So even back then, Ripple was in talks with the Bank of India and the National Payments Corporation of India, aka NPCI, to facilitate account-to-account transfers globally without having to be part of any payment network. Axis Bank and Yes Bank are the first Indian banks to come on board with Ripple, which already has 75 customers globally. Now they have over 75 central banks alone. And this is, where are we 7 years later? Unlike Swift, a messaging platform which is a dominant medium for global payments, Ripple is a messaging as well as a settlement platform. We know about the advantages. And then down here, what we are doing is identifying corridors where there is high volume of transactions, a high volume, and talking to banks there to develop clusters. Besides, this Ripple is engaging with NPCI, so the RuPay cards can be used overseas, just as China has expanded its UnionPay network. So they're kind of comparing it to what was going on in China with UnionPay. We are having early conversations with the NPCI on how Ripple can help in providing global connectivity. It is like having an RTGS system which runs across the world. It can enable more types of transactions more often and for lower value. So again, this was back from 2017, guys. Fast forward to today. At this point in time, let's also not forget, there was that clip of Ashish Burla saying that Ripple did, in fact, hold 50% or did do business with 50% of India already at that point. And then fast forward, I think a few years, I think it was last year, that they were saying that they were boasting 80% of India. So it has just been growing more and more. The big pain point is the United States, unfortunately. But guys, it sounds as though we're likely going to be getting clarity soon, and we're likely going to get some a boost of real world adoption, hopefully by 2025, once we start to see this bull run take off. Subjective Views posted this: Ripple just hired Jim Green for their global head of policy role. It is interesting to note his experiences. So he just got recently hired here. Jim Green, the vice president of global policy at Ripple. And Subjective Views did notice this. Okay, he was the staff director technology for Obama back in 2011 to 2012. And then before that, finance director Kamala Harris for attorney general from 2009 to 2010. Things that make you go, So, and I don't want to get into this too much. I know the election is tomorrow, and I know tensions are heated in the United States. If you're voting for Trump, he's obviously pro-crypto. If you're voting for Kamala, it's still a bit of a question mark. Is she going to change her views on crypto, or is it just a ruse? Are we going to go through another 4 years of insanity? I don't know. But this is a good hint, I think. This is a good hint to suggest that if Kamala does get in, okay, let's just say, for example, if she does get in, Ripple's team is stacked with people who are very Democrat friendly, very crypto utility friendly. Chris Larson, obviously, as you know, did donate more than 11 million, I think it was 11 million XRP to the Kamala Harris campaign. So guys, I mean, it could be that we do eventually see crypto regulations come to pass, maybe, and maybe, just maybe. I know I've been talking about this whole stablecoin thing and how that is going to be the first thing to pass, but maybe the secondary thing will be utility coins and cryptocurrencies like XRP getting clarity so that a new financial system can be more robust, leveraging DLT technology. Who knows? Who knows, right? Again, I'm just speculating, maybe a bit of a wishful thinker, but anyway, just thought I'd put it out there. Wanted to keep moving along, but wanted to thank Subjective Views for posting that. Now, guys, we've also got this coming out of the Axelar Foundation. Axelar's upcoming integration. The XRP ledger will be connected to currently 69 chains. This one courtesy of XRP drops here. So check this out. Axelar Mobius development stack. And you can see here who they're integrating with. A lot of big partnerships here. Flow, Hedera, Solana, Stacks, Stellar, SUI. That's going to be upcoming. The XRP ledger, obviously a big one there. Bitcoin and Ethereum. But it's going to be interesting because it looks like they're creating an ecosystem that is going to incorporate pretty much all the biggies, all the big players here. So this was the original tweet here from Axelar, and Sento Sumo Saba did just retweet this. Teams at Axelar are actively working on integrating a diverse range of blockchain ecosystems. And then she names off a few of them, like some of the ones that I've already mentioned. Devs are hard at work. If I just blow this up, you guys can see some of those chains that are being integrated with Axelar. Again, I don't talk about a lot of these coins on the channel, but if you guys are interested in what I'm trading, and I can see already some of these coins are part of my $15,000 plus portfolio that you can find over there at patreon.com/workingmoney channel for only $5 a month. I'm keeping it affordable because I want you guys to follow me throughout, but eventually I will have to up the price. So for those of you guys who are with me and did get in at the $5 price point, I've made the decision that I'm going to be grandfathering in those people, but then anybody else joining the Patreon after a certain time are going to be paying a larger amount. But if you've paid the $5, you will be grandfathered in at that price. Anyway, that's only if you're interested in what I'm doing. I'm not pushing you to do anything. Of course, this is your decision, and you probably have a plan. But anyway, just back to this for a second. So Axelar, guys, developing, and you can see here Axelar's network's 2024 milestones, progress, and update include all these different blockchains, all these different projects being integrated. Don't forget, guys, the CEO, Graham Rodford of Axelar, also famously went on the record and said that he could see one day $30 to $50 trillion being tokenized over the XRP ledger through Axelar. So I don't know, maybe he's a wishful thinker as well. What we are seeing, though, is that they are integrating into many different networks, including the XRP ledger. So yes, utility coins are going to play an important role in this bull run, but they're not everything, guys. Yes, some of them could do very, very well, but I've diversified. And again, that's patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested in what I'm doing this bull run. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.